Welcome to the debate. We are pulling back the curtain today on the operational machinery of a global titan in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, Tide detergent.
Exactly. And when you analyze a brand with this level of consumer trust, this kind of market presence, you really have to look beyond just what's on the shelf. You need to get into the complexities of its global supply chain. It's not just about moving boxes around, is it? It's clearly a strategic framework for global market dominance.
That's right. And our central question today really digs into that. What is the true strategic priority of P&G's global network, especially for the importers, the distributors, the FMCG professionals who depend on it day in, day out? So does P&G's famous produce locally, sell locally model primarily prioritize robust supply chain resilience and really meticulous local product customization? Because, well, that ensures unparalleled product integrity for diverse regional importers. That's the perspective I'm taking today.
Okay. I see why you think that, focusing on those finer points of quality and local tailoring, but I come at it from a slightly different angle. I'd contend that while, customization is obviously present, this whole strategy is fundamentally an exercise in maximizing global market segmentation and achieving just unparalleled cost efficiency. They're leveraging massive scale, shared technology, all to maximize wholesale value and, frankly, sustain market dominance.
All right, let's lay out the positions then. I argue that the sheer sophistication required for Tide's operational localization, that's the real indicator of their core strategy. It's about specialization, but specialization designed specifically for quality control and reliability. Domestically, you see these major production centers like the facility in St. Louis. It's been around since 1928, handling distinct liquid and powder formulations. That contrasts pretty sharply with, say, the expanded Pineville, Louisiana plant, which specializes in the complex, highly technical manufacturing of Tide pods. This isn't just generalized production. It's focused expertise built to guarantee a precise, high-quality product every single time. And internationally, facilities in places like Amiens, France, and Tianjin, China, they are absolutely crucial. Why? Because they produce region-specific formulations. And this goes deeper than just packaging or language. We know that certain European markets, for instance, have harder water. That requires micro-adjusting the enzyme and surfactant concentrations, the actual cleaning agents, to ensure the detergent performs identically, no matter the local water source. So this localized customization, it guarantees a market-appropriate product and, importantly, supply continuity for regional distributors. This deep specialization across all geographies, from North America right through to the production site supply in places like Vietnam, well, that's the very definition of operational resilience to me.
That's an interesting point on specialization, though. I would frame it slightly differently. I see it as a necessary function of their enormous scale, not really the primary driver itself. This entire specialized structure you describe, it's only possible because of their overwhelming market dominance and, let's be honest, ruthless logistical efficiency. Look at the numbers. Tide commands over 40% of the U.S. liquid detergent market share. That kind of reliable, guaranteed pull from consumers isn't just a statistic. It's the ultimate efficiency lever for the entire supply chain. And their global footprint, reaching over 200 markets, it's optimized top to bottom by advanced logistics technology, all designed to ensure optimal inventory levels and just maximize throughput. Take the massive Lima, Ohio facility. It produces multiple P&G brands simultaneously. This sharing of resources, of infrastructure, allows them to drive down the effective unit cost across their whole portfolio. And furthermore, the practice of maintaining separate brands like Ariel, Tide's international equivalent, well, that's classic strategic market segmentation in action. It lets P&G capture multiple price points, multiple market identities, all while leveraging basically identical core technology and R&D across both lines. So for me, efficiency and strategic segmentation, those are the core drivers, maximizing that wholesale value.
Okay, let's maybe focus our gaze then on the operational reality in some of these key export hubs, specifically production sites in Vietnam. You highlight the efficiency of having production there.
Well, I highlight the efficiency of having production there.
Right, but the strategic placement of that facility, doesn't it fundamentally serve to reduce the cost base and enhance responsiveness to regional demand? Which, yes, directly lowers the final sourcing costs for bulk importers across Asia?
Exactly my point. The source confirms that Tide detergent in Vietnam is produced locally to serve both the domestic market and regional export markets. That dual function right there tells us this is a strategic move. It's about minimizing the huge logistical friction, the expense of serving the massive APAC region all the way from North America. I mean, when you operate a global supply chain serving billions of consumers, every tiny reduction in transportation costs gets multiplied exponentially across the unit volume. So this isn't primarily about tweaking for water hardness. It's efficiency in practice, designed to ensure highly competitive wholesale pricing for global distributors.
I agree that the reduction in transportation costs is an undeniable benefit, especially for FMCG professionals sourcing from that region, of course. But I think you might be underestimating the risk management component that's built into that localization. Why bother investing in a specialized production line in Vietnam at all if theoretically a central, massive U.S. plant could just ship standardized product globally? It's because the distributed manufacturing approach ensures supply chain resilience. Think about major global disruptions, piracy, pandemics, port closures, natural disasters. That localized production site maintains continuity when others might falter. And moreover, the quality factor, it really cannot be dismissed so easily. The local Vietnamese manufacturing ensures the product formulation meets the specific needs of diverse Asian markets. We're talking varied water conditions, yes, but also different washing habits, different machine types. Maintaining that precise, tailored formulation is what upholds the brand's reputation for cleaning performance. And for importers, that consistency means fewer consumer complaints, a reliable premium product, which translates directly into sustained brand loyalty and ultimately higher margins for them.
But that level of specialized control you're talking about, isn't it still ultimately about cost per use? They invest in that customization only to ensure the product works effectively enough to justify the premium price tag they command. The core innovation, the heavy lifting and R&D on surfactants and enzyme systems, that's developed once, globally, at massive scale. Which brings us neatly to the dual brand strategy, Tide versus Ariel. You frame this as simple segmentation, but you also mention the operational complexity.
Exactly. You call it simple segmentation, but the operational complexity required to successfully execute this speaks volumes about P&G's commitment to meticulous quality assurance, not just cost-cutting. They have to maintain consistent product quality using, as you said, identical core chemistry, while respecting the unique, deeply ingrained historical brand equity in over 200 distinct markets. That operational feat, it's not cheap. It requires significant investment. And for B2B buyers, this very complexity is actually an assurance. It signals P&G's long-term commitment to maintaining two separate, genuinely high-quality premium brands. It's an investment in brand equity reliability. So an importer knows they are not just getting some budget formulation slapped with a new label. They are sourcing a product that has been rigorously engineered, rigorously QA tested to meet the specific requirements of that local market under that recognized premium name. That provides real security for a wholesale operation.
That's a compelling argument regarding brand loyalty. I'll give you that. But let's look at the financial architecture, the structure of the segmentation. It's clearly designed to capture literally every segment of the market through a comprehensive product portfolio. You mentioned Ariel and Tide. Okay, but even within the Tide brand itself, you have the premium offerings like Tide Original and Tide Pods, then the step up with Tide Hygienic Clean, and crucially the budget-friendly options like Tide Simply. Now, this sophisticated segmentation ensures that the B2B buyers, the wholesalers and importers we're talking about, can efficiently manage their stock across every conceivable consumer price point. They leverage the overall umbrella brand reliability, sure, but they use it to dominate shelf space from top to bottom. The efficiency here is in maximizing the financial return on their core R&D across all these diverse segments. They're not just segmenting by region, like Tide versus Ariel. They are absolutely segmenting by wallet size. Think Original versus Simply.
Okay, but that market penetration strategy, regardless of how you segment it, relies heavily on an efficient, well-oiled logistics machine. We agree there. So for importers and distributors looking to capitalize on this global scale, Understanding that supply chain's efficiency is paramount, especially right now. The distribution system, it hinges on advanced inventory management systems, precision logistics, all to prevent stockouts across major retailers. That's just non-negotiable for successful wholesale operations.
Originating from highly efficient, strategically placed Asian production hubs, like the one supplying Vietnam, that's what translates directly into competitive bulk purchasing opportunities. When you are moving the kind of large volumes we see in FMCG, efficiency isn't just a strategic advantage, it is the strategic advantage that wins the bid, that secures the supply.
But let's maybe broaden the lens for a moment and consider the modern B2B implications beyond just that immediate transactional cost. The increasing focus on sustainability initiatives, I think, provides a crucial strategic advantage for forward-thinking importers. P&G's stated goals, like aiming for 100% renewable energy for all production sites by 2030, and product innovations like the Tide EcoBox, which uses, 60% less plastic and 30% less water, these are becoming essential factors. Sourcing these advanced, concentrated formulas like the EcoBox through reliable partners, it aligns wholesale purchases with global environmental responsibility goals, which matters more and more. And critically, these sustainable innovations often also reduce shipping weight and volume per use. That maximizes resource efficiency beyond just the immediate financial cost. So this builds long-term resilience against future regulatory challenges, against rising logistics costs. It provides a lasting competitive edge, not just a short-term price advantage.
That long-term view is valid, yes, but the system absolutely has to deliver reliably today. The core strategic advantage of this highly efficient production and distribution network is still the ability to offer volume buyers reliable, stable sourcing week after week, month after month. This is essential for large-scale wholesale operations. And look, when it comes to buying highly demanded FMCG products like Tide and bulk, at competitive prices, particularly sourcing efficiently from those key Asian hubs we discussed, partners who really understand that logistical efficiency are invaluable. For instance, Asia Grocery Wholesale, or AGW as they are known, as a trusted partner precisely for optimizing the movement of products produced in key Asian hubs, like the one supplying Vietnam. The strategic placement and the sheer efficiency of the production centers in Asia just confirmed for me that P&G views cost management and market segmentation as the primary levers for leveraging their immense brand power globally.
Well, my position remains firm that Tide's global structure offers a really sophisticated reliability that's achieved through localized expertise. The specialized manufacturing sites, the deliberate strategy of customizing formulations, tackling nuanced issues like regional water conditions, it all ensures that product integrity remains consistently premium. Whether a distributor is sourcing Tide for North America or Ariel for Europe, that commitment to formulation precision is the critical factor for building the long-term brand loyalty that wholesalers ultimately depend on.
And I maintain that the fundamental strength of Tide's supply chain lies first and foremost in its sheer efficiency and scale. It leverages massive investments in automation, in logistics technology, and those strategically placed production centers like Tianjin and Vietnam. This entire model allows P&G to offer market-dominant, cost-competitive bulk sourcing options. And that's what enables distributors to penetrate market segments effectively and maximize throughput across their comprehensive product portfolio.
I think the material clearly demonstrates that Tide's supply chain is a very deliberate strategy. It balances massive scale with necessary specialization, offering unique and frankly powerful advantages to importers operating in today's dynamic FMCG landscape.
Absolutely. And for those listeners seeking to capitalize on this precise balance of quality and scale, particularly when sourcing competitively from key Asian export hubs like Vietnam, our partners at Asia Grocery Wholesale are indeed the experts in optimizing those bulk opportunities. You can find their contact information and specific sourcing details regarding Tide detergent and other high-demand FMCG products at egrocery.asia.